Hello and good morning and welcome back to TV3, specifically NewDay. Now, as my co-host Sandra did inform me before the break that we do have a gentleman in the not so hot seats, let's just call it that for today. You may know him as a comedian, a presenter, a social commentator. We know him as Uncle Kweku. This is KSM, Mr. Kweku Sintimisa. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Nervous. I'm not sitting on this side of the seat, man.
That has to be one of the first revelations that we're hearing from you.
They won't believe it, but I am.
How can you
like,
be nervous?
Yeah.
I mean, you've done plays, you've stood in front of thousands of people. I mean, you're KSM. How can you be nervous?
Can you imagine that as many times as I performed, every single performance, just before I go on stage, I'm nervous.
That's a good thing, though, isn't it?
Yeah. That's the adrenaline, you know.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, just kill it, you know.
All right, now I described you as a few things there: comedian, presenter, social commentator. What would you describe yourself as?
I am a very, very ordinary Ghanaian with extraordinary passion.
All right,
That's me.
passion for what?
Whatever I choose to do. I tell the youth, you know, if you're not passionate about something, don't do it. Don't even bother, because it shows.
Indeed.
You know. So I just get involved in the kind of stuff that I have passion for, and I do it, and I go all the way.
Okay. Let's just rewind the clock a little
Yes.
bit. Let's go back to Little Kweku.
Yeah.
What school did you go to?
University Primary School, Kumasi.
Kumasi. Okay. Secondary
Tech
school?
Primary. The secondary school, I went to 2.
Okay.
I did Form 1. My first year was at Presec, Legon.
Okay.
And then I left Presec and went to Promba College and started with back in the day, Form 2.
So you went from Kumasi, Accra, back to Kumasi?
Yes, back to Kumasi.
All right. And what did you study for secondary school and A-levels?
A-level, literature, government. I think there was general paper, and then history.
Tough subjects.
Yeah.
Very tough subjects.
Yeah.
Okay. What were the grades like?
Bad. You know, I bombed, really. You know, I think.
How? I mean, some people,
Bad.
when they say they bombed it, you know, maybe C's and D's.
No,
Some
E's and F's.
E's and F's.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's spelled Eve. E-E-E-E-F.
All right. Okay. You did literature, history, governance. So what was it that you were intending on being? I mean, what was your career path at that point?
I think at one point I thought I was going to be a lecturer in political science.
Okay.
And then later on it shifted to I'll be a lawyer. And then it became I want to be a pilot. And
But
then
at the point where you got Eve,
at the point I was getting ready to go to Legon to study political science, so I could lecture at Legon as a political science lecturer. I don't know why.
So did you end up retaking the exams, or you just went on a different career path altogether?
Well, it was very interesting because I really took the exam.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I got in that anyway, because before the results came out, I left the country.
Okay.
So I did retake my A-levels, and then I did 1 year at NAFTI.
Okay.
You know, and while at NAFTI, I had been trying to get access to go to the States. So I left after 1 year of NAFTI. We were the pioneers at NAFTI. Me, Charles Buckner, Harun Atta. We were the pioneers of NAFTI.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So when would you say that you decided to go on the path of being KSM? I mean, the KSM that we know now.
It's interesting, you know, because there are some of the things that you don't pay attention to when you're growing up. Because I realized as much as I wanted to be a pilot, be a lawyer, and everything, one thing that I was constantly doing was entertainment. You know, I was in the drama club at Promba College, and I was playing all the lead roles, if you will.
Okay.
And just making people laugh. There was one name they called me Kofi Komonso because I played a character called Kofi Komonso. And even the pantry guys, you know, they used to call me concert boy, you know. So while I was doing this, and I loved doing it, I just thought this is something by the way, you know, I'm going to go and be a pilot or a lawyer or something, you know. Incidentally, as I was growing up, then that aspect of me was becoming more and more.
It was manifesting.
Yeah, it was manifesting, you know. And my sister, Anima, was very, very actively involved in the arts, you know.
Also a very great actress.
Very, very, yeah. So I used to follow her to her rehearsals and things. So I started getting an interest in this, you know. So sometime during that era, I decided, okay, maybe I'll go and learn drama and go into film school and things like that. So it's strict.
What were your parents like in regards to the way you were in school, considering you didn't pass your exams and then decided to go on a different path?
Yeah. My father, may he rest in peace, man. He said something I'll never forget. He said, you cannot develop a child. You can only guide a child to develop.
Okay. Profound.
And that was his philosophy, that he never imposed anything on us. If you want to go and do drama, here's the encouragement. Unless it was something illegal or something really bad or damaging. But he looked at the strength you have and then encouraged you to go in that direction. I remember when I did my first show way back, before you were born, Benny. This was in 1970. My first show was in 76 maybe.
Okay.
At the Art Center.
Wow.
I did a one-man show then called Mellow Madness. And when I finished the show, my father just walked up to the stage and gave me a big hug, I will never forget that moment, So he just supported us and encouraged us, So my mother was cool with whatever my father was cool with, basically.
Well, that was parents back then.
But she was stricter.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, the homemakers are usually are.
Yeah, she was much stricter.
Okay. Now, I mean, amongst all the things that you are, what was your favorite aspect of your life right now?
Right now, I guess is going on the circuit, springboard. My opportunities to talk to the youth. Trying to impart some knowledge and some passion to the youth of Ghana is what really thrills me now.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking about the youth, let's talk about children. You have children?
Yeah, I have.
How many?
I have 5.
5 children?
Yeah.
Boys and girls? What ages?
3 boys, 2 boys, 3 girls.
2 boys, 3 girls.
Yes.
Okay.
From 29 all the way to 29 to 20. I hope I'm getting it right, but I think somewhere like that.
All right.
Something like that.
And what did they do?
The first one is in Stanford. She's just graduated, finished doing her master's in business and combining it with media. The next one is in medical school. And the third one is also completed Cornell. The fourth one is trying to do something with music. He calls himself Blackway and is trying to rap in the US,
Okay.
And the last one is Chelsea. She's also in nursing school now.
Okay.
I'm an old man. They're all done,
Well, that's we'll leave that one alone. Okay, now I'm going to get a little bit personal with you now because I was told that at one point in time when, I don't know if it was a child or children, were in America, you went over there and got your children and brought them back to Ghana. Now, in the eyes of the law, that was considered kidnapping. What brought about that decision, KSM? Because obviously, I mean, if people are listening to this right now, they're probably thinking, KSM, kidnapping? How? But, the circumstances under which this occurred have
it
to have
was
been
very,
drastic.
very funny. Something very trivial that shouldn't have escalated to that point,
Okay.
It was kids from my first marriage that had ended, and the courts had granted her custody.
Okay.
But the kids wanted to come to Ghana for a holiday, and they came to Ghana. Good old Ghana. They fell in love with Ghana.
Yep.
Dad, can we stay? I'm like, well, not exactly,
Yes.
But they wanted to, And I said, what the heck, stay, But in the eyes of the law, I didn't have those rights to keep them. So one thing led to the other, and escalated to the point of parental kidnapping and FBI list and Interpol list.
Wow.
It just really went to proportions that was so unnecessary.
Yeah.
But thankfully, everything has been reversed. They realized it was just a
So you're not a flight risk or anything like
that.
No.
I was there. I was there last month.
FBI's most wanted list.
No. I'm free now.
Anything of the sort. All right. Now, let's talk about Ghana.
Yeah.
We're in a situation in the country at the moment where a lot of people are being tested on a day-to-day basis, economically, mentally, spiritually. Give me one thing that you would call a pet peeve at the moment. When you wake up in the morning, you probably see, either in your house or outside, but every day that little thing just gets to you.
It's the attitude of Ghanaians generally,
Expand on that for me.
I think the psyche is wrong. You
In
know?
what way?
For me, greater the problem than Dumso and every economic problem we have is the Ghanaian psyche. I think our priorities are all messed up as a people, and basically what we consider important sometimes I think are not that significant that we shouldn't waste time on. But that's it, you know. It frustrates me on a daily basis because I think there are very, very simple things that we can't get right.
Right.
You know, and I don't know why, you know.
We can't.
So, lawlessness.
Yeah.
You know, just driving on the streets and, you know, when there's a crowd, there's traffic, and people choose to use the wrong lane and just to put on their hazards because they have a four-wheeler, and then people stop for them. I created a scene at the Ajangara the other day because this guy was coming, you know, jumped into the lane, coming across me, had a license plate, and I went straight up there and I stopped the car. I said, get back in the lane. You know, because we actually shift and allow them.
Do it, yeah.
Why do we do that?
Yeah.
You know, so it's very frustrating, you know, that we have, I don't know how to describe it, but that psyche that allows for anyone to do whatever they want and get away with it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. That's social. Let's talk politics. Are you politically inclined anyway? Are you affiliated to any specific political party?
No, not in terms of official affiliation, like have a party card for any party, no.
Okay. Do you support any party one more than the other?
I support personalities.
Okay.
I won't lie about that, you know. And depending on which personality is on which party, I might likely go because I'm voting for the personality. I'm talking about presidential though, not the parliamentary. I don't really care. I should though.
Yeah. Well,
but I follow personalities, you know. And presidential, I follow the one that I think is making sense or that I believe in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you vote for our current president?
Did I vote for the current president?
Yes.
I can't tell my vote though.
Okay.
That's the only secret that I can guard, you know.
All right.
So I can't tell who I voted for.
How do you think the government's doing at the moment?
I think the government is struggling with the right kind of communication. That's what I think, you know. Honestly, I think that the mess that we are in now, so people do go through crisis everywhere. Which country is crisis-less, you know? But the challenge is that in the midst of the crisis, how do you wade through with the assurance that this is going to be something that we are going to get past, you know? One day, I like to see Ghana to hey, Charlie, what we went through during the doom, so you were not born. Charlie, what we went through, but we came out of it.
Yeah.
Because we can come out of it, and we will come out of it, you know. But during it, the kind of motivation that is needed to get people to understand, that is missing. And I think it's a basic communication program, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me something I don't know about you, KSM. Tell us something that maybe you think nobody knows about you.
Really?
Could be a hobby, could be a like, a dislike. I don't know.
I'm not religious.
You're not religious?
No.
At all? You don't go to church? Do you pray?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe in spirituality and not religion.
Okay. Define that for me slightly. I mean, is it the fact that you believe that there's a higher entity, and that, you know, that's the communication that you have with them, or is it you don't believe in religion because of the religious bodies and parties that are here?
I think the God that I've come to know now, and I've come to serve now, is too mighty, is too awesome, is too magnificent for any one religion to claim a monopoly.
Okay.
You know?
That's huge.
Yeah. I don't think that any one religion can claim that we have the monopoly on the God. God is above religion. And that's the place where I am now, you know, because, of course, I was born and baptized a Christian. My father was the head of the Ghana Presbyterian Church for 12 years.
Wow, okay.
I'm a Presbyterian by baptism. You know, so I'm supposed to be, quote unquote, the Christian, you know.
Yeah.
I don't doubt anybody who's any religion, though. But I'm saying that the God I've come to know and understand in my late stage of life is too huge for any one religion to claim that we have a monopoly on this God.
What do you think about these televangelists and religious leaders who are in popularity and exposed quite a lot?
Well, there are those that are generally sincere, you know, that have the aim of elevating people, you know, spiritually. Mm-hmm. And there are those that are looking at it as just a big commercial opportunity, and it's business, you know. And my point is that it used to really bother me before, Benny, that why there's all these false prophets, and you know, I was actually on radio at one point crusading. You know, then in my older years, I'm like, why bother? If the people in the church love it and they say it's working for them,
yeah,
fine. At the end of the day, that's what counts. I go to church, I get my fulfillment, I feel a better person, I'm a better mother, I'm a better father, I'm a better husband, I'm a better worker. Fine. Who am I to question that your pastor is a false prophet or a good prophet? So I've left the judgment away. You know, I don't judge anymore.
Right.
If it works for you, fine.
That's it.
That's it. That's
okay.
me.
All right, so we've talked about politics, we've talked about religion. Let's talk about arts and entertainment within Ghana. Currently, if I was to sit in your car and switch on your stereo, who would you be listening to?
Which station?
Artist.
Or which artist?
Yeah, we'll leave the stations alone.
The artist, I'm very, very wide, you know. You won't believe it. I'm so wide, you know. I love Daddy Lumba. I love Sarkodie. I love EL, you know. Mm-hmm. And the older ones from back in the day, Pat Thomas,
okay,
Papa Youngson. I love them all, you know. It depends on the mood that I'm in, yeah.
Okay. Now, since this is probably one of your fields, let's talk about this. Comedians.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to comedy shows here in Ghana, we usually end up importing comedians. It's been said that we don't have a good crop of comedians in Ghana to be able to put on a massive comedic show. Do you believe that this is the case?
To an extent, it used to be, you know. I think the problem is not that we don't have a good crop. I think the problem is more of providing the little that we have with the adequate platform to improve themselves,
okay,
which we didn't, you know. So I'm full of respect for the current crop that we have, because in the midst of nothing, they're really pushing, you know. DKB has his own circuit tours that he's doing now, DKB Live. You know, James Brown has started the comedy bar at the Silver Lounge. And, you know, Ogi Dennis, some brilliant, very funny guy in Takoradi. So we do have it now, you know. We have not given them as much opportunity to really excel, but they are there.
All right.
Yeah.
What makes you laugh? Because I know we've spoken about comedians. It doesn't necessarily mean that they make you laugh. I mean, you being who you are, it must take something specific, something special, in order to get a good chuckle out of you.
Yeah, wit. You know, I like to see wit. You know, I can't stand the slapstick too much.
Right.
You know, I can't stand somebody trying to be a stammerer to get laughs. You know, I mean, so not on. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's written in the script and it's well done, and then you know, fine. But just to come, you know. But I like wit. I like you to be witty about your comedy, and that gets me laughing.
Do you think you're funny?
I was.
I mean, the funny thing is, when you actually ask a comedian if they think they're funny, half of the time they'll probably tell you.
You know, and I don't know whether this is the first time I'm saying this on a big platform like this, but I never, ever, ever saw myself as a comedian. Ever. You know? And even in 96, when I was leaving the US to come to Ghana, I wasn't coming to Ghana as a comedian. I studied drama, and I got my degree in drama. And as part of drama, you study comedy. You know? I came to Ghana as a serious dramatist. Well, not as a serious dramatist, but somebody who is a dramatist. Comedy was nowhere in my line. But check this out. I was doing radio, and then my wife dared me, you know, and she said, "You used to be a good actor, you were in drama," you know. She saw some of my shows when I was in the US, you know. Now you've come to Ghana, you're making all this noise on radio, you can't act anymore. So my wife dared me. I says, "What do you mean I can't act anymore?" "Okay, I'll write a play and I'll do it." So I wrote the famous Saga of the Returnee, which I think to date is one of the best works I've ever done, you know. To perform as a one-man play. And when a one-man play is not stand-up comedy.
No,
it's a one-man play.
Yeah.
Beginning, middle, end, characters, everything.
Yeah.
You know. But because it was a one-man thing, and the play happened to be funny,
They branded you.
it was branded stand-up comedy. You know. So that was it. That's how I took the tag as a comedian, and at one point, the king of comedy. I was thinking I'm doing a one-man play. You know.
Wow.
So comedy was not part of it. You know. But of course, when I realized that there was a vacuum there,
Yeah.
and people wanted to see it, I said,
You
okay,
jumped in there.
let's do it, man.
Nice.
So I took advantage of the time and became a comedian, but I don't think I'm a talented comedian.
All right, just to wrap things up, KSM, what would you say, or if there is anything that you regret in life?
That I
Regret.
don't think so. I used to have lots of regrets, you know, except now looking back, they were all amazing experiences and learning points for me,
Right.
which when I capitalized on, turned things around, you know. So I don't have any regrets in life. Everything that I've gone through, as bad as they might have been, it was all part of the dots that are connecting, and it's part of who I am now.
All right.
Yeah.
I want to say a big thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Actually, I've got one last question. It's Wednesday, and we do a little thing here on our Living It segment where we try and find the English name for Ghanaian and Twi and, you know, localized words. Do you know the English name for Kpakoshito?
Pakoshito, the English name for it. Pakoshito. Hot
No?
pepper.
Hot pepper. That's a good guess. All right, we'll be letting you know more in just a little bit. I want to say thank you so much
Thank you,
for coming
buddy.
in.
Good to be
KSM.
here.
This has been Uncle Kweku Sintim Misa. You may know him as KSM. Obviously very popular here in Ghana as a social commentator, actor, comedian, and, well, best known as KSM himself.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back in just a few moments.